you basking in it? I am basking in it. Nebraska Cornhuskers are headed to the Sweet 16, and how sweet it is on a Saturday night, a Sudbury Saturday night. Some of you may know that reference. I'm not going to tell you if you don't. I'm Greg Mahochko, a very special, very impromptu coronation overreaction. Nebraska defeats Vanderbilt in the second round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament, 74-72 in Oklahoma City. And it was very much a situation of last one out of town. Turn out the lights because there was few people left in Lincoln after this one. With that being said, hold on. I don't typically make Harry Potter references on this show, but I do believe that there's a remodeling or a decoration and updating that needs to be done. There we go. The team that wins when it's on the line. Anyway, tonight is just, look, maybe we'll give some stats, something like that, but it is just an opportunity for us to get together. Holy crap, my microphone's all the way over there. It's just an opportunity for us to get together and just celebrate. You know, I teased it. I said it could happen on a Thursday night on the Five Heart podcast, but hey, we are here. We are Husker fans, the ones who aren't in Oklahoma City anyway. Braska Rascal says, GBR Sweet 16, here we come. Fred is in the chat. He knows how to get over there. How Sweet 16 it is. CJ Swan 23 says, holy effing shit. 0 tournament wins to the Sweet 16. Let's go effing Big Red. Is it go effing Big Red or go Big effing Red? I always thought it was GBFR if you're going to go that route. Scooter Beach is here with Fish. I know Scooter Beach. I'm confused by the fish. Help me out with that one. Double O Dana Williams is here. Oh, hell. Now, see, if you'd have done that, oh, hell yeah, we could have done like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, hell yeah. That's it. Never mind. David Matney's here says yes and wow. Angela Matney's here says go Big Red. Mike says that game was always on the edge of getting out of hand, entertaining and stressful. Nebraska was up 8-0 to start the game, and you just knew, like, hey, Vanderbilt. I said this quite a bit on X, you know, because we are streaming live on X as well as Facebook and YouTube. But I said, you know, Vanderbilt, they were playing us very close. From, you know, defensively. That's why it took Bryce Sanford so long to get going. And, you know, we had a couple threes from Rank Mast early on. Jamarcus Russell, or no, Jamarcus Lawrence. Jamarcus Russell is a different player, a different sport. Sorry, Jamarcus Lawrence. But Jamarcus had, you know, some integral points and managed to play effectively and contribute. Despite the fact that he was in foul trouble. I'm not here to get into the officiating. That's, you know, probably for another time. It actually helped down the stretch when we got sent to the line. Some away from the ball contact that sent Bryce Sanford to the line for a couple. Those points added up. Sam Hoiberg's efforts, again, smallest guy on the floor. I think the commentator said at one point maybe smallest man in the arena. I don't think that's the case, right? Average man height's like what, 5'11"? He's above average. And all heart. Talk about a kid who's 5 heart. And on his birthday, so he and Charlie, the twins, you know, can't say enough about him. Burke had a great night. You know, again, just very solid. And I think he was really missed when he wasn't on the court because he brought some size, he brought some strength, and there were times, you know, especially on the defensive glass where Nebraska struggled tonight. Let's see. Bino 3686 says Hawks versus Huskers will be a nice Sweet 16. That's tough. Iowa plays Florida tomorrow. Of course, Florida, the top seed in this region. And do we really? I mean, Vanderbilt beat Florida earlier in the season. Do we want to be the people who roots for Iowa. Let's bring in our one of our friends, Minnie Hunt. Minnie, we don't want to root for Iowa, do we?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. But the other option is Florida.
Florida's the top seed in the region.
Yeah. So Florida and Iowa play, right?
They play tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how the tournament works, Minnie.
Right. I know this. This is why the question caught me off guard. Do we want to play Iowa or do we want to play Florida?
Well, we've split with Iowa. That's kind of the devil, Let's ask another coordination writer and who's no stranger, not his debut on either show across the Coronation Channel, but Jarek Shear is here. And Jarek, you get Florida or you get Iowa. Not that we're looking that far ahead yet, but pick your poison.
Well, I hate to say this, but you want the devil you know. I know Florida is the reigning champion, but Florida is the SEC version of Purdue. It is a bunch of tall guys, and it is going to be a massive matchup problem for us if we happen to find Florida.
Yeah.
We can hang better with Iowa. Although rooting for Iowa, as soon as I said that, if anybody needs me, I'm going to go bathe in some hand sanitizer just to kind of clean myself off. But let's be real. I would much rather see a Big Ten foe than deal with Chinyalu and Hand Lockton and Florida's bigs. They've got so many 7-footers that it's going to be ridiculous.
Let's see. We've got
hey guys, go Big Red. I just popped in and I didn't even get to say hello.
Oh, well, I brought you in and immediately asked you a question.
Started grilling me. Thanks.
Let's see. Turd Ferguson says, so happy to beat Vandy and their refs. I mean, there were missed calls on both sides. I do think that there were probably a few more that went Vanderbilt's way. But again, as I mentioned before you two came on, when it came down to it, like, again, credit his veteran awareness, but Bryce Sanford being able to draw some fouls away from the ball really helped. I think it put their tremendous shooter Nickel on his heels a little bit, and Price went to the foul line and again hits a couple free throws that end up being the difference. So I'm not here to complain about the refs. Phil the Burn says, what a game, let's roll Huskers. Mike Corrigan's right. Vanderbilt had some good ball movement. I mean, they were able to benefit off of some screens and having some open guys. I think, Jarek, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, it just seemed Nebraska took a little too long switching back after a ball screen. They had left too many guys out in space or mismatches that created opportunities for the Commodores.
So Vanderbilt in the second half shot really, really well. I'm finishing up the recap and still looking at some stats, so you'll have to forgive me for just a second. Trying to see what Vanderbilt ended up shooting in the second half. They went 8 for 22 from downtown in the second half. But the adjustment that I noticed that Vanderbilt had made, especially in the last 10 minutes, they did a lot of what Iowa did by sticking one of their better three-point shooters in the corner and not moving him.
Yeah.
The defensive rotations were a little sluggish at times, particularly with a pick and roll up top. And all of a sudden, the first guy would get by, the point guard get by both guys on the pick and roll. So then you have to crash into the middle, left the guy open for three. And that's how they killed us for the better part of 6-7 minutes. Massive credit to Fred Hoiberg going to the 1-3-1 zone. I realize you can still leave a guy in the corner there, but that does create an opportunity for somebody to be in his face, in particular, if there's a skip pass. So it creates a different look. Yes, you can be shot right out of the zone, and a team shooting well from three is something you don't really do when you want to go to a zone. But Vanderbilt did a great job in the second half. keeping a guy in the corner. Nebraska then countered with a 1-3-1, which it had subsequently done against Iowa the second time around, and it was effective then too. So it was a great chess game, especially in the last 10 minutes of that second half.
I do like, especially like you mentioned, when they switched to the zone, which I think was gutsy but necessary. We were definitely able to create a lot more traps and just section off or cardon off, they had a couple of tremendous players. And look, let's not ignore the fact that last shot by Tanner, if that falls in, I'll be honest with you, I'm not jumping on here after the game to be like,
that was so lucky, and it bounced, and it looked like it was going to go in. And being a Nebraska fan, you kind of brace yourself for the worst possible scenario. That's exactly what they needed, was that 3 to go in, and God's shining on Nebraska today for some reason, and we got lucky, and here we are.
That half quarter, when that went up, the 17,000 Husker fans in attendance held their collective breath, and then just erupting in rapture. So,
don't worry, they weren't the only ones, because I was sitting there going, "This is the most Nebraska ball thing ever if this goes down." For those of us long-suffering Nebraska Cornhusker basketball fans, if things can go wrong, much like Murphy's Law, if it can go wrong, oh, it will.
Yeah. Let's see. Double O Dana has mentioned is here. Nice. Says, thanks for doing this, Greg. Hey, we're just a community. We're a fun community, and we have Monday night therapy to mourn, and sometimes we jump on at 10:30 plus at night on a Saturday to celebrate. So I'm probably going to mispronounce this next one. I apologize if I do. Givan Pajaro says, OMG, man. Double O Dana wants to know, Minnie, did you get your nap in today?
No, I had a very busy day, but
you didn't fall asleep with 2:40 left in the game by chance?
No.
Okay.
That
one of
did
our
not
USC
happen.
friends, Trojan Fight, is here. Says, congrats, Huskers. Thank you. Husker Chuck is elated. And Dave's here, says, we root for Iowa because F the SEC.
Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. I can, yeah. F the SEC. I agree. They think they're so good.
Florida does have a 7'9" player, Minnie. Did you know that?
No.
There's a picture from the first round when Florida played. Jarek, help me out.
For review, A&M.
Yeah. And he's standing next to a player who's 6'8". And, Minnie, it looks like I'm standing next to Garrett almost. It's like, hi, how are you, small child?
Garrett,
it's
your
insane.
son, Garrett?
Yeah. I mean, he's not quite a foot shorter than me, but he's not far off.
The good thing is
10? He's 10, right?
He's 10.
The good thing is their 7'9" guy comes off the bench basically in garbage time. He's not a big, he's big, but he's not like a big time minutes guy. He's not
affecting the game very much.
Yeah, no. He comes in. He basically is like at the end of the bench if you're up by 20, 25. Or in Florida's case last night when you're up 50.
Yeah, but a guy like that,
he had the ability to do that.
He can just stand under the basket and
touch the rim. Yes,
that's what he did. Yeah, he stood there and dunked without leaving.
That's ridiculous.
My boys are like super ecstatic when I reach up and touch the ceiling. Like, oh my gosh, that's what this guy's doing, but on a 10-foot rim. It's crazy. James says, whoever we play, the Huskers have proven time and time again they can play and beat top teams when they are firing on all cylinders. Nebraska was the 4 seed, Vanderbilt the 5 seed. Vanderbilt came in. I know, Minnie, when we talked on Thursday night, it was a 2.5 point favorite. Jarek, do you know? I don't check that. I don't know, Minnie. If you do, I'll ask you, Jarek. Did that line change at all, or did it stay pretty static?
That line stayed between 1.5 and 2.5 for Vanderbilt. That was all the more it moved. It was just right in and there. I think, yeah, it was. I think it started at 2.5. About midway through the afternoon, it was down to 1.5, and by the time tip off happened, it was back up to 2.5 again.
Well, Born from the Corn says Sweet 16, unbelievable game, unbelievable team, unbelievable season. And Aaron Rostovsky says the two of the refs were SEC refs. All right, well, shit.
Well, even at that, look at us. We're going on to the Sweet 16, baby. Woo.
I know, Husker Chuck. I know Price did miss the front end of a 1-and-1. That's why I said that. But on the possession prior to that, he hit 2 for 2. So again, would have liked to that he would have gone 2 for 2 in both trips, but credit him to just being able to generate the contact and the opportunity to go to the line. That was huge.
Berke also missed the front end of a 1-and-1 too, and being a 62% free throw shooter, as soon as he got fouled in a 1-on-1 situation, I was going, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, but Price, I think the graphic they showed was 85.7 or something like that. Yeah. So he's usually a little bit more clutch. John on Facebook says, "Coach switching to zone defense the last 4 minutes, huge, confusing Vanderbilt's offense. Go Big Red." Thank you, John, for joining us tonight.
Wait. You read that way too fast for my brain.
Okay.
He switched to zone defense the last 4 minutes, which was huge against Vanderbilt. I didn't realize.
We already talked about that. Jarek and I both.
Well, I know. But it's still setting in. It's just okay.
All right. I have to know, nobody asks because this isn't the Thursday night show, but I have to share what I'm drinking tonight. This is a Victory beer. As I said on Monday, I've got Victory beers. I had some Victory beers on Thursday. I called the Victory beers that I want. I said, I've got Victory beers. I want to drink them. This is a Dragon's Milk Crimson Keep. And it is a bourbon barrel aged red ale. It's perfect. Go Big Red. I don't have access to the fancy Nebraska beers like Fred does. What I kind of like about this the most is it's 11% alcohol by volume. So I only got one.
Yeehaw. And from Facebook, Allison Preston says, "Over the top. So proud of our Huskers. A Husker transplanted and celebrating in Philly. Go Big Red." Thank you,
Thanks.
Allison.
Alyssa is what.
Alyssa. Sorry, Alyssa.
I'm guessing. Or maybe Alyssa. I don't know. I don't want to. Let's see. Husker Chuck or Rostovsky says to Husker Chuck, "My son jinxed Price because he was excited the game was about to be tied at 67.
6-7. Oh, don't worry. Greg, you've got to have that going on in your house.
No, so what I've done, I took the proactive approach, and months ago, because again, I do have a 10-year-old and twin 5-year-olds. The twins don't care. But the fourth grader, when I see him with his friends, and that's all the thing. And I said, I got really behind it one time. So I was like, "Hey, Garrett," I was like, 6-7. And he's like, "Oh, Dad." So I think I killed it for him, which is power to me.
Which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Make it uncool.
Now I realize what my parents were doing the whole time. Justin crap, I forgot.
Roji.
It's Raji.
No, it's Roji.
Even Rogi. But hey, Justin's here, says, "Go Big Red."
Yo, Big Red.
Thank you, Jarek, for not abandoning that. Minnie disappeared.
You're welcome. Greg, if it makes you feel any better, my twins are so riveted. They're asleep in their bassinets about 6 feet away from me.
Oh, fantastic.
It's nice. It's nice when the kids actually sleep.
Yeah, it is. They're how old now?
They are 5 months old now.
Oh,
I've got somebody here who wants to do the 6-7. Show us how it's done.
That's okay.
Yeah, come on in. No, show your face. You can't. Oh gosh, 12.
I appreciate the effort. Anymore. I appreciate not wanting to put in any more effort than that. Thank you. It'll slowly die.
Yeah, I found out of the quarter.
So Josh didn't know this. Minnie didn't know this. I didn't know this, but I was about a minute behind the live feed. Maybe not quite a minute, because Minnie, you sent me a very Well, it was had a swear word in it, but it was very exuberant. And
It
Josh
was
texted me a bunch of gibberish, which I know means that something good happened. And then I almost clicked the live feed. I said, "No, damn it, I want to enjoy this." So Josh is here on Facebook as well.
Oh, hey, Josh.
Better to be
Best
lucky
friend
than
of
good.
the show.
Better to be lucky than good from Mike Corrigan. That's right.
Oh, I tell you what.
Kind
Sometimes
of
you
like
just
the it's
need,
not what you know, it's who you know.
Greg, sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. Because the game was going our way for 75% of the time. Towards the end, yeah.
What
things
happened
started-
when the game started to shift, Minnie?
Shut up. You
What
know
happened?
what happened.
What happened, Minnie?
Minnie,
can't-
People deserve to know what
Can't
happened.
confess.
Minnie, did you start watching it?
Even Jared knows what's going on.
Minnie,
Derek. Thanks for calling me out, bud. Yes.
No problem. Because you and another hey, don't feel bad because a coworker of mine has officially watched 6 games so far this season, and you know what we are when he's watched them? 0-6. He doesn't like basketball, mainly due to the squeaky shoes, but he's watched 6 Nebraska ball games. So I told him under no circumstances is he allowed to watch the NCAA tournament games.
What we were like that with over here. She had watched the first 5 losses, and those were the only games that she had watched. She
That's
finally watched the regular season finale against Iowa that we won.
I
and
believe
she
that.
watched the Big Ten tournament game that we lost.
Yeah.
But I'd say 2 for 2, but she only watched a portion of tonight's game. So
Hey,
but
the portion I watched could have landed me in the hospital. It was so stressful. I've never seen anything like it. I'm like, you've got to freaking be kidding me. Because I was sitting there at dinner the whole time with the score on my phone going,
I don't
okay,
think you're
we
supposed
got
to
this.
do that at dinner, Minnie.
I don't care. We got this. We got this in the bag. Get home, turn it on immediately. And how on earth did we fall behind? It was the first time Vandy actually took the lead.
Well, what happened was our shots were not going in, and Vanderbilt was creating turnovers. Nebraska was mishandling the ball at times, and on the other side of the court, Vanderbilt shots were going in. That's how they scored more points than us in that stretch and took the lead.
And
That's basketball in a nutshell.
I do have the stats because I'm going to have to hop off here maybe in a couple minutes because I could kind of have to put up the recap here soon. But one thing I did note was Vanderbilt had 11 offensive rebounds with 5 minutes to go in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last 5 minutes, and shortly before, Hoiberg had turned to the 1-3-1 zone. Vanderbilt did not have a single offensive rebound the rest of the way. So that was huge.
Yeah, no, that's what I was actually, I hate to say it, a little disgusted with how we attacked the defensive glass tonight. It was uncharacteristic. And also I know we just had credit Vanderbilt. I don't want to take anything away from that because their defense was snug, but we did not take care of the ball like we traditionally do. So
12 turnovers by Nebraska tonight.
Yeah. So I think it's like about double the usual?
Usually we commit 9.
Okay. No,
which we pretty well had. I think we had 7 at the half. So we only had 5 in the second half, but a lot of them just turned around and gave up points.
Yeah, they had lots of points over turnovers. So, Jarek, if we need to let you go, feel free to hop off, brother.
Yep, I will. I'll catch you guys later.
Jarek, before you go.
Yep. Shoot, never mind. You're not allowed.
3-pointers. What are the statistics of the game?
I mean, I can get to those.
Vanderbilt went 13 of 37 for 35% from the 3-point line. Nebraska was 9 of 19 for 47%.
Oh.
Here's an interesting thought, too. Nebraska shot 56% from the floor. Vanderbilt shot 41%, and yet it took a half of a rotation of a basketball too strong to turn around and survive that.
Right.
Thank you, Jarek.
Yep, no problem.
So
Catch you guys later.
Go Big Red.
Okay.
Go Big Red.
All right. Couple of the comments here. We got you. about our favorite basketball announcer of all time. Drunk Bo Hunk says, has anyone checked on Kent Pavevela? And then James says, right, is Kent P okay right now? He is living high and might need something to help him. I can't wait. I thought, and I think they had this out on Thursday, but I don't remember. It might have been more Friday. The end of the call from Thursday's game where, you know, it's not like tonight's game, which, I mean, it was well in hand. It was a moment of reflection for Kent and, watch and dream, and I thought it was very poignant. Kent's the best, and I'm so glad that his joy, his entertainment gets to continue. It's a lot of fun. So
Yeah. Heck yeah. And we all get to partake in it. It's a gift. It's a gift right now to be a Nebraska fan. It just is.
Minnie,
So,
if you do the honors.
Justin Rogie, my
Sure.
bud, he says, "This is unbelievable. I've been waiting for this my whole life." That right there. That is so awesome.
So, as far as like sports moments go, and again, this is tremendous, and I'm not minimizing this at all. This is what Nebraska fans have been longing for. This is the closest that I can relate or can what's the word I'm looking for? Compare. That's a good word. Close I compare is 2019 Stanley Cup run by the St. Louis Blues, because they had never won the Stanley Cup in their history, and they won it that year. And I remember
That has no relation to Nebraska.
I'm talking about the wait and the anticipation and the longing by the fans.
Okay.
I will remember that. I will remember this. There are, and this is what I love about. This is why I came on here tonight, and obviously, Coronation folks are welcome, and Minnie, thank you for joining. But this is what it's all about for me, is this community, because we will remember March 21st, 2026 forever. Like the Braden Frager drive through the left side of the lane, the game win, what ended up being the game winning bucket. We will remember that as long as we can. So this is important. This is an important night in Husker athletics history.
I totally agree. It's something that you get excited about, you hope for. You don't really, as a Nebraska fan in general, you don't really think it could possibly happen. And I mean, here we are. We're just like, I just kind of want to pinch myself. I'm so happy. I'm thinking about going to Houston.
Really?
Why not?
Why not? Indeed, I think you should.
I love being part
awesome.
of the fanfare.
You said part of the
All right.
fanfare?
I do. It's my favorite. Oh, could you imagine being there in the arena this evening with all the red and the chants and everything, and then at the end, just every Nebraska fan. This is how we watch football. We stand up the entire game. I've never seen any other team do this. We stand up during the entire game and watch, even if we're losing. And we chant our chants, but you heard them over the television. Like, it seemed like such a surreal experience. I can't even imagine what it must have felt like for the players.
No, and to see their appreciation afterwards, as Mike Corrigan says, been waiting for this, and any Husker fan born this year or earlier has been waiting for this all their lives. And Husker Chuck says he'll remember the end of this game forever. after the post-game interviews, they had Fred Hoiberg and all the team was around him, and then they caught the birthday boy, Sam Hoiberg, and Braden Frager.
Mhm.
And after they were done, those guys just didn't, run down the tunnel to join their friends. Like, they were out there high-fiving. I think Frager was holding a baby. Like, this is stuff that is going to be etched in Husker lore forever. You put that cursed object away.
It's little red. It's a baby.
I have
Was he
so
really?
far behind
Was
on comments.
Was he really holding babies? Kissing
Well,
babies?
yeah, baby or toddler, but a small child, yeah.
That is awesome.
Justin Rogi says, chug that Walmart wine. It's Walgreens. Let's a touch of class. Come on. Someone at Coronation, which I'm pretty sure is John, not sure, says what we need to do is research the teams that have never made the Sweet 16 in basketball, because all of these motherfuckers have been making fun of us for years. Now it's our turn.
It's our turn.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How does that feel? Yes, I think he's right. Let's do that, John.
Death, taxes, and Burke always missing the front end of a 1-and-1. No, not Dragon's Pee. Dragon's Milk Crimson Keep. Come on. And it's very good. It's 11%.
Ooh.
I only bought one.
Dang. That's what I had the other night.
Jamarcus Lawrence hugging Kent Pavelka after the game was greatness.
Oh. I would love to see that.
That's from Aaron Keene. Scott Polsky says, I knew that 3 wasn't going to drop. I'm too old for this crap. GPR. Yeah. So the heart attack Huskers is what we're seeing.
It really was. It's like, can you just plan any more of a Husker ending? The Husker ending that we are familiar with, at least with football, is it would have made it in. And we would be like, yeah.
Don't mind me. Sometimes I'm reacting. I'm not trying to interrupt you.
Would you not do that? I brought in a 12-year-old to do that.
I know. And
we adults don't need to do that.
It like I said, I'm killing it. I'm burying it. It's a buried alive match, me versus 6'7", and I'm gonna win. Rostovsky will get that, a few others too. Aaron Keene is right. Tanner and Nickel were impressive. They had impressive players. Like, their defense played us really well. They had multiple players who were able to step out and hit the 3, and they attacked the glass. I feel bad for Tanner a little bit when he missed that 3, because I could tell that he feels like he's probably going to carry that on his shoulders for a long time. Like, that moment is going to, I think what's going to do is probably going to propel him to even higher heights. That might be the last half-court shot he ever misses, honestly.
Right.
Josh is on YouTube also screaming. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a Nebraska ball movie. I mean, I know some Nebraska native Nebraska fan movie makers. But I don't know. I would at this point much rather see a Kent Pavelka movie. kind of like Mr. Holland's Opus, but for those of you who remember that movie from the 1990s, but just the highs and lows, the great players that he's seen, and for this team to finally put it all together. Give me a Kent.
All right, Greg. Movie. You can write that movie in a 5-Heart Theater script for Thursday nights.
That's not going to happen.
Well, why are you taking us off into left field?
Because he said a Nebraska ball movie.
I think that's legit. Why not?
I didn't say I would watch it. I just said
Listen, this is the Cinderella story. What we
It's
have
tough.
happening right
It's
now.
tough because Nebraska's a 4 seed, so I don't know. Like Cinderella stories typically have to be on like
It's
9 through 16.
okay. It's because of the athletic program in its entirety. Okay. With its weight in football, carrying that, it just seems so unlikely that we'll ever be good at anything because we've watched other things happen, right? In
Mhm.
other sports. So we're hanging on for dear life. And to have this happen, it does feel like a Cinderella story.
Agreed. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
I
should
would
have
like
known.
to see that. I'd like to see the movie. Nebraska Ball, the Cinderella story.
I have a couple of images that our friends in Slack were gracious enough to share. Give me a minute to upload them.
Okay.
I don't know. I was going to make a bad segue about weather, but if you don't mind reading this one from Gary.
Sure. Gary Pierce, hey, how's it going? He says it was raining beer in the rail yard when Mast and Frager hit those last shots. And didn't they also get free alcohol for winning the last game?
So Bud Light had a thing where I remember they had the coolers that had locked and chained up, and they were like reserved for when Nebraska finally wins a tournament. Now there is a national college basketball commentator who said that he would host a happy hour if Nebraska finally wins a tournament game. And he is going to make good on that. He says, date is TBD, but he's going to come to Lincoln at a bar and have a happy hour. And he better bring the corporate card on that. Cause I heard, let's see. In fact, I don't have this one ready to go, but let's see. The Toby Keith bar in OKC sold out 30 cases of Busch Light 20 minutes in or 20 minutes ago. I don't know the timeline of everything. But 30 cases of Busch Light disappeared fairly quickly, allegedly. So back to these graphics. I apologize, everybody. As you can tell, this is kind of just thrown together here. So bear with me.
Toby Keith was the first restaurant I ever designed here in Phoenix. He had a
Really?
restaurant. Yeah. Yep.
What about the Toby Keith? I don't know. I didn't know how many bars he had or restaurants he had.
Oh, I kind of think it was a one-off. I feel like it was a one-off. It was back in the early 2000s.
All right, so two here, since we talked about Kent Pavelka, rightfully so. How about this look of joy and elation from Kent?
Nebraska did it. Yes.
And then we want to talk about Tanner's 3 at the end.
Oh, 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 oh.
Sorry for everybody. I mean, we can look at it now, but that's how. I mean, the ball was technically in the hoop, and then bounced out. So,
You
or
guys,
not in the hoop, not through the hoop. I guess that's the important.
that's a nightmare. Imagine being Vandy and seeing this. Oh, ouch.
So,
Mm.
so that's fun. Again, very happy that we are on this side of that shot. We talked a little bit about Nebraska's Sweet 16 matchup. It's going to be in Houston. Houston is the number 2 seed in the region. They have already punched their ticket. Nebraska has punched their ticket. It is Florida and Iowa tomorrow. And then let me pull up the bracket so I can see who is on the other side. like who's going to be facing or could be facing Houston.
Okay.
Illinois takes on Houston. So it's possible.
Oh.
It's possible, ladies and gentlemen, that in the Sweet 16 in the South region, you could have 3 teams from the Big Ten, and they have all kind of just gone around the horn and beat each other because Nebraska split with Iowa, Nebraska split with Illinois. So
we are strutting. We're like, yeah, we got this. We're the Big Ten.
We got this. Let's see. James says this historical year for Nebraska ball may rub off on the football team.
Good point, James.
That'd be nice.
Yes. Let's all hope and pray.
Let's see. Catching up. Double O'Dana says, when I was at dear old Nebraska U in the 80s, basketball was kind of an afterthought. So happy now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rostovsky says, I don't think the team could overcome in-person mini.
The team would do just fine.
Because you potentially go into the game in Houston.
Heck, why not?
I mean, I'd be curious to know what the price of the ticket would be.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta move some things around now. Speaking of the big dog himself.
Dog.
I stand behind it.
Aaron Rostovsky. Talk about being in person.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Do we think that Nebraska will travel to Houston just like they traveled to OKC?
Texans for Nebraska is a huge contingent. My sister lives in Dallas, and they sell out all sorts of bars and event centers for events down there all the time. But speaking of bars, we donated a lot to Oklahoma's NIL collective with all the drinking we're doing at the Toby Keith bar.
That's true.
I hung out with some Texans from Nebraska. You're right. They have a lot of different groups.
They're serious down there.
Braska Rascal says it's so awesome to see Mast hit 3 3-pointers. It was awesome to see him get it going tonight. Frager being aggressive and driving hard into the paint. Frager's got just a little bit of cockiness to him.
He does, I love it.
One guy like that.
He's the conference's 6th man of the year, which is great. He's a freshman.
Freshman, yes.
He's not going to be a 6th man next year. He's going to be starting next year.
No.
He's
impressive. He and Price Sanford might be the 2 most expensive athletes on the campus. I don't know how much our quarterback's going to make, but I think they might be $1.5 million each.
You think that Frager would? I mean, he grew. If you listen to the announcers, he grew up Lincoln Southwest, 5 minutes from PBA. He'd probably just stay for free, right? Room and board.
I think they reward him, but yeah, I don't think he would.
I think they should reward him. Yeah, we call that. What is that? Something that Matt Rule hasn't really reached yet. A production bonus or something.
He has to. You just don't hear about it.
Here with us on a Saturday. Since congrats to Nebraska for making the Sweet 16. I follow a different team, but I like all Nebraska teams, and I'm glad they made it. I don't know what team you follow, 1970s child, but you're still all right by us. Nebraska Rascal says it's a 4-hour drive to Houston.
Let's do it.
No, you can't. You can't milk a male. We all know that. No, I'm not going to go any further on that.
Okay.
Worships Water says, OMG, a show. I've missed the last few. I'm so happy after that win.
I'm so happy too. I am so happy. And I only watched the last 25% of the game.
Gary Pierce says, Pavelka sounded like he was having a heart attack after the game when we were driving home. Hope he's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to see the clips of how that one goes for him. You know, they always should, whether it's I guess it's Nebraska Huskers on social media, but or the Husker Sports Network, they share the clips of him. Those are always fun. Burke was 2 for 2 from 3. Sorry, but the god of basketball was on Nebraska's side tonight.
Not only that, he made a post move, which he doesn't know how to do post moves.
He did make.
He's just a
Rank. So
Rank's good at post moves, but Burke, he's usually just a catch and put it right back up kind of guy.
Well, I'll say that because I think you're talking about that one in particular. I think in the first half where he had some patience.
The guy way overplayed him.
Yeah. Kind of got bought in on the look fake.
Yep.
Let's see. Keen says a Nebraska ball movie would be about 12 minutes in length since this is basically one of the only great seasons in all. Hey, it could win a short film. All right. It's got to be better than the other short films that are out there winning awards. So,
yeah, the one that won the award this year sucked.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it could be a little longer than 12 minutes, given the fact that, Coach Hoiberg has been here for a long time.
It was a joke. Husker Chuck says, I think if we played Vandy 100 times, we would be really tired.
Oh, gosh. That's a great point. Because from what I saw, they did not give up. Damn. They were going at it full court press. It's like, oh, it's on. Till the very, very, very end. You saw that ball looked like it was in, and it bounced off.
Minnie, would you say that it was on till the break of dawn?
Is that a song?
Yeah, it's from several things. It's in the comments here. We'll get to it briefly. Jason on Facebook says Cinderella season story, not tournament Cinderella. So, I mean, again, picked 14th preseason in the Big Ten to be second regular season, early exit from the tournament, but now head to the Sweet 16. And if you think about it, they were at the end of the regular season, they were ranked what? 13?
14th, right?
Okay. So I feel like
13.
as far as in relation to that, Worship's Water says ball don't lie. They are right in where they should be based on the season that they had. And now, a team that, was in the top 10 quite a while, but at least ended the regular season in the top 16. Now they're in the Sweet 16. So ball don't lie. Worship's Water says Vanderbilt was 11 of 19 from the line. And that's where his or there, I don't know, I want to make assumptions. Ball don't lie comment came from. And Nebraska was 7 of 10 from the line. Again, we mentioned Jarek mentioned Price missing one. Burke, I think you mentioned Rostovsky missing the front end of one. I don't know who the other miss was. It doesn't really matter.
Frager.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So you knew.
I got the stats pulled up right behind us.
James Perot says we may be a 4 seed, but we have been a football and volleyball school. Basketball has always been on the back burner. I have a feeling that things are starting to change, and I really appreciate what Fred Hoiberg said after the game because he was asked, of course, about the fans, and he says, "Hey, they don't just show up for us; they show up for all of our sports. They show up for all the teams." Nebraska fans are second. Like, I'm not trying to say this because we are Nebraska fans, so I'm not trying to shout into a room full of people who are going to agree with me. It's just we love our teams. Like, we are fiercely, almost violently loyal. And Rostovsky, if I had to guess, you've probably been a Husker fan longer than the two of us combined. What is it, in your humble opinion?
In your 5 hearts of coronation.
That's a different show.
No? That's a different show?
This is Overreaction. What makes us so damn special?
Boy, I don't know, but yeah, we had that California trip with volleyball and football where we were selling out everything out there. And then, I just got back from baseball being down in Texas, and we were outnumbering fans of teams that were real close to there. So it's crazy how much we travel everywhere and how we've got people everywhere. And there's some fan bases like Michigan's got tons of people in New York and stuff like that, but even they don't show up. They don't show up like we do. They don't sell out an arena like we do. I don't know. We like to take our extra money and use it on Husker sports for whatever reason that is, where other ones don't. But
Here's a weird one for you. I was skiing last weekend, and it was the last day of skiing here in Arizona because, it's just like 100 degrees in the valley. And I wore a Nebraska sweatshirt over what I was skiing in. I wasn't the only person wearing a Nebraska sweatshirt on the mountain in Arizona. That to me just tells me they're everywhere. We are everywhere. And I love that, we're finally like getting to see we'll root for anything. Cornhole, dodgeball, doesn't matter. It's all fun.
I still,
We did have a top 10 dodgeball team.
Yes, sir. There was it was this, like right before COVID, like 2019 or 2018, where we had a bowling live chat where we had all the live reaction stuff and everything, and we had more on there than the team that won the football championship that year had on like their SB Nation football site had on their live reaction. So yeah, we we find stuff to care about, and boy, do we go after it.
Got a litany, a veritable plethora of comments here across the board. So just bear with me. Aaron Keene with a comment that would make David Matney smile and blush, because we were talking about production bonuses, and he says that Rule got a pod-uction bonus. Husker Chuck says that Leo Curtis needs to put on 20 pounds for next season. Boy needs to hit the training table in the weight room. And then we mentioned Dragon's Milk beer, which is empty now. And I only brought one down because I really didn't know how long this would go. And Kenny EIEIO says dragons aren't mammals, so you couldn't milk a female dragon either. And then doubled down and says dragons are either reptiles or avians, neither produce milk. To which I say, dragons are make-believe, and it doesn't really matter.
Hey, tonight dragons can be real. Tonight, anything seems possible.
Anything is possible.
Yes.
And then on topic, he said most of the experts were picking Vanderbilt. And
not Mr. Barkley. We got him some cash tonight.
Nebraska Rascal says, awesome to see Nebraska come out strong from the tip-off and get the early lead. I mean, that 8-0 start was integral to the game, because it could have easily gone. I mean, when it was 8-0, Vandy was either going to stay in it or Nebraska was going to blow it wide open from a get-go. It made it more entertaining that Vanderbilt kept it close, but you know, you feel for people with heart conditions. Haley's here, or at least was here 4 minutes ago, says the way the crowd has shown up for basketball games reminds me of how Indiana fans woke up for their football team.
Yes. She's not wrong.
No.
Yeah, I started going to basketball games when Kerry Cohorn went to my high school, and when they took him in 98, I think it was, we went to every home game, and man, there were games where they had just flat bleachers down at the bottom by then. I could lay down and just watch the ball go by me and hold up 3 fingers when Kerry would hit a 3, and it was pretty empty there.
Let's see. I'll say this, and I made this comment on X, so this is not like a brand new. Whatever they are deciding is over the back on rebounding, it's insane and it's confusing. Like, none of it makes sense. I think there was a Vandy guy draped over Sammy Hoiberg, and there was nothing. There was no call. That needs to be addressed. I don't know.
Yeah, as a former senator, we would have had words if you called that over the back on me. Insane.
Why are we still talking about dragons?
Dragons are interesting.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Do you want to beat Iowa or relive the 96 Fiesta Bowl on the court?
Ooh, ouch.
Let's not mix oil and water tonight. Let's just keep this all about basketball.
I like the question, though. It makes you think.
I don't want anybody to do a whole lot of thinking.
No, let's just enjoy it tonight. We'll think on Monday.
This is something I'm not aware of. Is there a canal in Bricktown that Husker fans are jumping into?
There is. I was just down in Bricktown on our way down to Dallas, 3 weeks ago, and they didn't have it full yet. So they must have filled it up in the past couple weeks to get ready for this. And then, but yeah, there was a video of one of the guys jumping in with no shirt on and from one of the bars last night.
I feel bad because I didn't know what Bricktown is or that a Bricktown exists. And when I saw a comment referencing Bricktown on Thursday night, I thought that they were talking about the shots that the Sunbelt champions from Troy were throwing up because they were a lot of bricks, a lot of clangs off the iron. I didn't know Bricktown was a real thing. I just thought that's what they're calling Troy's shooting selection.
I'm very familiar with Bricktown because that's Bricktown Ballpark is where they used to have the Big 12 baseball championships every year. And so we'd go down there pretty much every year to watch the Huskers. They won like 4 out of 5, I think, in a short span there. And yeah, we were down there pretty much every year. It's a great little bar district. And yeah, it has a little canal that goes right down the middle of it next to the ballpark. It's great. Walk to everything.
Well, this is, I got some more starter comments. I didn't realize I had more starter comments.
Sorry.
No, I'll go.
Brian.
Our draft friend at Coronation says GBR. Let's see. Mike Corrigan says, my kid thinks it would be funny to watch the Florida 7'9" guy ride a bicycle.
Especially one of those old timey ones with the big wheel. That'd be great.
Let's see. And then also says the Florida guy could really cheat in a corn maze. And I don't know about divine intervention, but Aaron Keene says that Chuck Norris kicked that last shot right out. May the legend rest in peace. So, it's just fun to hang out and just celebrate with all of you. We're up over 750 viewers right now. Let's play a basketball game in Memorial Stadium next year. I don't know.
Why not? That sounds doable.
It's going to really depend on the time of year that they choose that.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to get away with it in volleyball because volleyball played in August where you didn't have, you had very favorable weather. But since basketball doesn't start until I guess they do practices in October, but the game starts first week of November, something like that, or latter half of October. You have to worry about conditions. You would hate to be out. I've seen some of these, I've seen high schools in my area who have tried to do like the volleyball on the football field, and they have moved it inside because there's too much humidity out there, and it's causing the playing surface to be slick and unsafe. So my only concern about it, I love the idea, but my only concern about it would be, can they get the best, most favorable weather conditions for it for the safety of all the players? Oh.
Well, we'll talk about that later with the movie idea.
Aaron says, Aaron Keene rather says, for what it's worth, I have no question about this game being a quality win. Yeah.
So glad, because I would.
Windy 3-pointers. Remember the wind swirls around in Memorial Stadium.
Yes, it does.
Like I said, I just created this as an opportunity for people to come together, share in the celebration, partake, and just be around. Maybe you're not at a bar, maybe you live alone, maybe you have, like Jarek did, had sleeping children, and you couldn't do a whole lot of cheering, although he did. This just provided an outlet to come together and just have a little bit of fellowship after another victorious win. I really, I wasn't going to drink a victory beer without being here with all of you. So my appreciation extends to each and every one of you that are watching or, came in earlier, stepped out, are going to watch the replay of this. This is only going to be on the video format. Like, this is not something I don't have the energy or the desire to sit here and do all the post-show work that has to go into like make this a podcast. This is all just here for you all watching this live. So more dragons. Kaylee, this is my only dragon beer.
Okay. And I think what we're saying as a whole in chat is that dragons are our spirit animal for Nebraska ball.
So what you're saying is I need to get more dragons?
Yes. More dragons for everybody all around.
I'll look into it. I watched a movie recently that they were asking something about permission to unleash the dragons, which I guess just basically meant like going scorched earth and showing, giving no quarter. Outlaw King is what it was. I think it's on Netflix. So, yeah, dragons had to have been real at some time in. I don't know. I mean, Grant, I know that there are artistic depictions of dragons in almost all cultures, but I also think that there are various types of peyote across the world, and maybe people just imagine like big birds or weird shit. I don't know.
And there's lots of dinosaur bones everywhere, so that look like dragons.
Florida will roll this team from the
go take a piss on somebody else's party. Sooner in Iowa.
I mean, Florida hadn't beaten Iowa yet. Thanks to Sooner in Iowa. I highlighted your comment just so that Minnie could say, go take the piss out of somebody else. So
I agree with Matt's next comment.
Yeah. Yeah. The Sooner in Iowa. Gross. Just gross. Dragon basketball from Jason on Facebook.
Dragon basketball.
I
love it.
Appreciate all of you. I do more than you all will ever know. Thanks for spending time. Again, hell, it's damn near midnight on Saturday. You all could be at the bar having a drink that you overpaid for. You're here with us. I mean, thanks, but also why? But mostly thanks. So,
and why with him?
Me?
Just kidding.
Again, this is not the face anybody wants to see at 11:42 on a Saturday night. All right. So at this point, I'm going to thank my tremendous friends and colleagues from Coronation, Aaron Rostowski in the Alice position, and Minnie Hunt in the Bobby Brady position, right? I don't know.
Bobby.
But that is it for this Coronation Overreaction. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. More to come. You can check out coronation.com for the official write-up. And then, of course, we'll just have more shows. Don't forget Husker Heat on Tuesday, Five Heart Podcast on Thursday, and we'll determine a Monday night therapy depending on when Nebraska is slated to play whomever they're slated to play. So that is it. And I appreciate all of you I already said this, but for Aaron and for Minnie, Greg Mahachko, go Big Red. Aaron?
Go Big.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red. That was a cheer.
All you had to do was say, go Big Red. Why? Why'd you?
Because I'm not a dude. All right, go Big Red.
Well, I mean, he said, go Big Red.
Okay, go Big Red.
It's just automatic.
Go Big Red.